I'm Ashley Kyle.
And I'm Bob Spicer.
And this is your Lake of the Ozarks News Update, brought to you by Lake TV and LakeExpo.com and sponsored by Old Kinderhook Golf Resort and Yacht Club Power Sports.
Today we're going to be talking about where you can see Missouri elk.
Open carry at the lake.
A legal battle between a local developer and Camden County.
The Camdenton Air Show this past weekend.
And the Missouri legislature takes a hard look at the Highway Patrol.
All that plus a look at weekend events coming up after a word from Old Kinderhook.
Old Kinderhook at Lake of the Ozarks has everything for your getaway in one convenient location, featuring a Tom Weiskopf designed golf course. The Trophy Room offers a unique dining experience with an amazing view serving breakfast, lunch, and casual dining. Old Kinderhook is your perfect stay and play destination, offering nightly and weekly accommodations, marina facilities, a luxurious spa, and an event space to host a variety of different occasions. Discover your place at the lake. Call for 2014 rates and information, or visit us online. Ever wanted to take flight in a World War II bomber? $395 gets you a seat on this old Mitchell B-25 at the Lake of the Ozarks Air Show over the weekend at the Municipal Airport in Camdenton, Missouri. The air show featured a salute to the military, and they were out in force that day. Among the events, there were aerobatic performances in tiny planes designed especially for this type of flying. And if you didn't have the $395 for a ride in the B-25, $150 could get you up in this open cockpit vintage warbird. We opted for a more sedate $25 flight in a helicopter. Attendance was heavy at the air show, with vendor booths and booths dedicated to various veterans organizations. Life at the Lake host Melissa Carroll gave a great solo rendition of our national anthem.
And home I'm going.
And the show featured a race between a car and a plane. Who do you think won? All in all, the Lake of the Ozarks Air Show was a resounding success. And best of all, admission was free. For Lake TV, I'm Bob Spicer at the airport in Camdenton.
If you're up for a fall drive through the Ozarks, you might want to head south for a chance to see Missouri elk. The State Conservation Department says elk have become established at the Peck Ranch and Current River conservation areas. And new this year, the department has designated a driving tour through the area to help drivers find elk. And if you don't see any, it should be a beautiful drive through the fall colors anyway. You can see the driving tour maps at mdc.mo.gov/atlas.
Some LAURIE residents want the city to take over their aging streets and maintenance, repair, and snow removal. The Ozark Meadows and Wellington Woods subdivisions contain dozens of homes, and homeowners say they moved there under the impression that the city would eventually take over their streets. Well, some of those homeowners showed up to the City Board of Aldermen meeting last week asking the city to take those roads under consideration. But LAURIE tax revenues are 14% below projections for the year, and the city is even hard-pressed to find funds to fix their own roads, much less take on new ones. So it's also not clear whether all those roads meet current city standards. Mayor Scott Farrar said the city will look further into the matter and see what can be done.
Authorities are investigating the death of a man found in Lake of the Ozarks last week. The body of 55-year-old David Martin was found in a cove in Camdenton on Wednesday, September 17th, and the Missouri Highway Patrol has called it a possible homicide. Authorities have not yet confirmed the cause of death, though the autopsy was performed on Thursday.
The Missouri legislature's veto session met the override of 57 of Governor Jay Nixon's vetoes. One of those was a law that allows the open carry of firearms by individuals who have a conceal and carry permit. The law means the end of an ordinance passed by the city of Lake Ozark earlier this year, which banned open carry inside city limits. But now Lake Ozark's Police Chief Gary Launderville says officers won't target citizens for stops who are openly carrying. But Launderville adds officers do have the right to ask those citizens to show their conceal and carry permit.
The Missouri State Highway Patrol will be under the microscope with a new House investigation committee that has been formed in the wake of the drowning of Brandon Ellingson. 20-year-old Ellingson drowned at the Lake of the Ozarks on Memorial Day weekend this year while in the custody of a Highway Patrol trooper. That trooper was originally on road duty but had received cross-training for water duty. The Highway and Water Patrol merged in 2011 as part of a cost-saving measure. but the House committee formed at the request of Lake area representatives will be looking into the effectiveness and efficiency of that merger.
A judge order last week froze any further action for two properties in Camden County that local developer Gary Pruitt has been seeking to develop. Pruitt wants to put rental cabins and a convenience store on the properties along Bittersweet Road, but he's met resistance in the community, and he hit a bump in the road when the county commission delayed a decision on the rezoning he needs for the project. Pruitt says the commission was required to take a vote on the issue, but the commissioners voted earlier this summer to send it back to P&Z for another public hearing. Pruitt sued, and on Wednesday, September 17th, Camden Circuit Judge Bruce Collier issued a preliminary writ of prohibition, and that night the Planning and Zoning Commission took the issue off its meeting agenda. Looks like now we'll see you in court.
One of the attorneys in a recent Supreme Court case will address the Camden County Republican Club this week. Josh Hawley was part of the counsel for Hobby Lobby, helping argue to the Supreme Court that the corporation should not be required to pay for insurance benefits that cover abortive birth control methods. Hawley is a lawyer with the Beckett Fund for Religious Liberty and a graduate of Stanford University and Yale Law School. The chili supper is scheduled for Tuesday, September 23rd at 6 p.m. at the Elks Lodge in Osage Beach. After the break, we'll take a look at events coming to the lake this weekend. First, here's a message from Yacht Club Power Sports.
Things are looking up at Yacht Club Power Sports. On the water, in the woods, or on the streets. At Yacht Club Power Sports, we have your ticket to ride. Like an awesome lineup of Can-Am ATVs and side-by-sides. The Can-Am Maverick Max can tear up the trail, or you can make your own trail. Come into Yacht Club Power Sports and check out the all-new Sea-Doo Spark. Things are looking up at Yacht Club Power Sports in Osage Beach, under the big red sign in front of Hy-Vee. Yacht Club Power Sports, where the fun begins and never ends.
The Camden County Museum hosts a production focusing on the history and heritage of the county. On Friday and Saturday at 5:30, there will be a ham and beans buffet dinner before the show, with the production beginning at 6:30. Tickets are $15 per person. Reservations recommended.
Blues, Bays, and Barbecue is coming to Seven Springs Winery on Saturday afternoon. It's $10 a person, and there will be an amateur grilling and barbecue competition, a blues band competition, vendor booths, a silent auction, and fun activities for the kids. The winery opens at 11 a.m. and the music begins at 1. Proceeds will benefit the Forget-Me-Not Horse Sanctuary.
The 29th Annual Turkey Festival is this weekend in Eldon. Saturday there will be a parade, music, car show, vendor booths. Visit eldonchamber.com for more information.
Sycamore Creek Golf Club will host a two-person bucket tournament Saturday morning beginning at 10 a.m. The cup for each hole at this tournament is 8 inches, twice as big as normal, so your short game might look a little better. The cost is $80 per team, and prizes will be based on participation. Contact the golf club for more details.
The Walk to End Alzheimer's will be at the Camdenton City Park Saturday morning. Registration begins at 9. The 2-mile walk begins at 10. Funds raised will support Alzheimer's care, support, and research.
The Camdenton Community Center will host the 2014 Miss Autumn Queen pageant on Saturday afternoon. The event features 5 different age groups, ages 1 to 15, and will begin at 4 p.m. I'm Ashley Kyle.
And I'm Bob Spicer.
This has been your Lake of the Ozarks News Update.
Thanks for watching us on Charter Cable Channel 197, Como Connect Channel 90, and on MyLakeTV.com all the time. And we'll see you next time.
Welcome to Lake of the Ozarks. You're watching Lake TV, your visitor information station, on Charter Cable Channel 197 and Como Connect Channel 90, or from anywhere at MyLakeTV.com. Stay tuned to Lake TV to get all the latest on activities and attractions, events, entertainment, boating, outdoors, shopping, lake history, and dining at Lake of the Ozarks.